Hey team, what is up? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We're gonna jump into one of my favorite conversations and thinking about that now. I think I've said that for almost all of these short videos, but they seriously are all my favorite conversations, and they're crucial to your health and wellness, fat loss journey, and muscle building journey. Listen to my mistakes. I wish I would have known these things so much sooner. I know that it can be complicated. You can read so many things off the internet. It gets overwhelming. So I'm here to help you guys every step of the way. So it's my job to make sure that I provide the tools in my toolbox to make sure that you are all getting the best results possible. So one of the biggest things that I see within the app that I coach in, and if you're not on the app for my 8-week challenges, let's get you in there, because then I'm able to dive into your food log and see those gaps that you're making within the foods that you're eating. But the biggest thing that I see, and one of the most important gaps that we need to work to fill, is fish. And I know what you're thinking, but that is one of the biggest things. And it's not just fish, but it's actually wild caught cold water fatty fish high in omega-3s. And again, not just omega-3s, but omega-3s high in EPA and DHA, because these bring amazing benefits that will help you along on your journey. Things like increasing good cholesterol, lowering bad cholesterol, reducing inflammation within the body. When cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and inflammation are chronic in our body, it causes us to store body fat, particularly in the midsection. And guys, in today's society, inflammation and cortisol are, hate to say it, practically guaranteed. So if we can do anything to help reduce these, I highly recommend it. Not only that, but heart disease is the #1 death rate in America. Over everything else that's been going on this year, these past few years, it's still the #1 death rate in America. So if we can work to help prevent and reduce some of those risks within heart disease, then I would be such a happy coach if it's simply doing these small things throughout your week to week, because I unfortunately hear this all the time, that us as a team, we're coming from families who are high in these risks. And as Americans and as the world, again, it's the #1 death rate in America. So if we can work to prevent some of those things, then I am all for it and on board. Also, I like to bring up, as Americans, generally most of us are Americans here in this group, we typically eat a diet that's high in omega-6s. That doesn't mean that omega-6s are bad by any means, but these are foods that come from boxed, processed, wrapped foods from the grocery store, because they're easy, convenient, you can grab them, plus a majority of them taste a lot better than something that we can grow within our own garden. So I totally get it. However, these omega-6s typically increase inflammation within the body. And like I previously mentioned, when inflammation and cortisol, our stress hormone, are chronic in our body, it causes us to store body fat, particularly in the midsection. So ideally, we want to increase the amount of omega-3s and reduce the risk, or reduce the amount of omega-6s that we typically have within our life. Yes, we can do that by a few different ways, and I'm going to be jumping into that. But this cortisol that we're increasing with inflammation within the body, it's our fight or flight hormone. It can inhibit fat loss, and it can actually promote fat storage, like I said, particularly in the midsection. Many of you guys come to me with the goal of, hey, I want to lose body fat, and particularly my midsection is the problem area. I want to reduce this, and these small tips can help you guys do that as well. So not only those good benefits of like increasing good cholesterol, lowering bad cholesterol, reducing inflammation, and reducing the risk of heart disease and other chronic illnesses, it can also help with your problem areas of that middle belly section. Jumping into it though, back to omega-6s and omega-3s, we want to do this by increasing the amount of wild-caught cold water fatty fish high in EPA and DHA to increase those omega-3s and reduce omega-6s as much as we physically possibly can. Just to give you guys an idea, I'm a statistics girl, so I love numbers, obviously jumping into nutrition, but we want a 1:2 to 1:4 ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s, where right now Americans are getting a 1:20 to 1:40 ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s. So we really need to increase that amount of omega-3s and work to reduce the amount of omega-6s as much as possible to balance out that, reduce inflammation within the body, which reduces cortisol, which helps you in that midsection, and it helps you ultimately get to the physique that you want. If your problem area is that midsection area, I highly recommend it. Not only that, I love to mention that if you have joint pain or working on getting your steps in, getting your workouts in, but you're noticing your elbows and your knees hurt significantly, this can also help with that. Because I don't do 3 to 5 servings of wild caught cold water fatty fish per week because it's expensive. Like I said, I don't want to take it to the gym to heat up. Or your coworkers may get mad at you, or maybe you just don't like fish, but I take full omega. I actually take 5 of these a day. A serving size is 2, but you can actually increase it, and there's tons of studies showing the more omega-3s high in EPA and DHA that you can have, the better. I take these because I'm not able to eat the 3 to 5 servings of wild caught cold water fatty fish. And if you aren't either, I highly recommend this. We're specifically looking for over 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA to get those amazing benefits and to help you guys on your fat loss journey. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, drop them below, and I'm always here to help. Love you guys.